next-gen stats drop chart from your game the other night?
I did.
What was your first reaction? I imagine that's pretty unusual for a full game for you.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, again, I guess we knew what we were trying to get accomplished, by just being able to kind of get the ball out, try to get more yards after the catch, rather than air yards, I guess, in certain situations. So, I wasn't too taken aback, after seeing it.
Feels like that game plan was very opponent specific. Do you feel like the ability to unlock the vertical passing game is there for you this week?
Yeah, I think it should be, just based off the simple fact of, the kind of structure that Cincinnati plays. They play a one-high defense, so you're typically in the NFL, you're able to try to get some more down the field throws, if you will, against one-high safety. So, again, by their structure, they kind of, and it's a press man team, so they don't play as much as soft and off as the Rams did. So.
What were some of the things the Rams are doing to limit the yards after the catch too?
Well, for them, they're not a heavy blitz team. So typically they have majority of their guys in coverage, which is all the time. You may see some fire zone stuff every blue moon or something like that, where you can kind of catch the ball in the zone and kind of get more yards after the catch. But for them, they typically trust their front. And they have about 7 guys dropping in coverage, so and then all eyes are on the quarterback, so, and they're pretty good at, triggering once the ball is released out the quarterback's hands, all eyes are on the quarterback, so they're kind of rallying to the tackles.
Alan, what was it like to have that quarterback rotation a little bit, and to have Andy start, plays in, Justin comes in right away, and to have him play 5 snaps?
Yeah, it wasn't really too much of a rotation. We knew going into the game, kind of the plays and stuff that he would get, so it wasn't too much of a rotation, if you will.
Maybe not rotation, but to have 2 quarterbacks here playing during a game when one guy's not hurt, it's not being benched, but to have.
Yeah, again, that's kind of how you look at it. Like I said before, for us in this offense, we've had a number of guys take snaps. Even Tariq Cohen, when he's been here in the past, he's taken snaps. As far as certain things like that. So, that's just kind of something that's been along since I've been here. So it wasn't. I don't think anybody thought too much of or anything like that. It was just something that we prepared for.
What impressed you about Justin's composure in the first time he was out?
Yeah, he was very composed. But again, he's kind of been like that. So, I wasn't too surprised. Again, he's played in a lot of big games. Again, he's at Ohio State, went to a couple Final Fours or whatever, if you will, the tournament. So, he's played in some big games. So I didn't expect him to be, too taken aback, by that atmosphere.
Ellen, how did you assess your own performance Sunday night?
Yeah, I think I could have played a little better. I think it was one, Ramsey got a hand on it. I think I could have possibly put myself in a better situation to make that play. But and there was one more I think that Andy threw me that I think I could have may have came up with. It was like a stick route. But other than that, I thought I was able to kind of create separation a little bit in the slot on some of those. I think it was like 1st and 10, 2nd and 10 plays, so I thought I had good play speed, but still just, first game of the season, going to continue to be hard on myself and critique myself. Obviously, I feel like it's a couple plays that I could have came away with, and obviously for myself, I didn't have a contribution, as much as I would have liked half, to try to help that translate to a win.
Do you like working out of the slot as opposed to the outside, or how do you distinguish the two?
Yeah, for me personally, I look at myself as a person that can play all around the field, outside or inside, so I typically don't have too much of a preference, just as far as, again, in whatever ways I can help create plays and create big plays, if that's in the slot or if that's outside, whatever it may be.
Is it frustrating for you in that game when you can't create those big plays that you're used to creating?
At the same time, I won't say frustrating, because I think as anybody, if you don't help contribute to a win, then once you kind of go back and look at the tape, you aren't happy with your own performance, or again, and as me being a leader on this offense, obviously for myself, when I look back at a game like that, and not being able to really, whether it's myself not being able to come away with plays or whatever the case may be, to be able to really help contribute to us, being able to get a W, that's more of the frustration, just again with myself. I feel like it's a couple plays I could have had back. Now, if those plays would have changed the game or not, I don't know that. But still, with stuff like that for me, is I want to try to get, and make every play, every opportunity that I have.
Alan, for the offense as a whole, when you guys went back and looked at it, what were the encouraging signs? You moved the ball pretty consistently against the top-tier defense.
Yeah, I think that's the number one encouraging thing, is just being able to move the ball. I think creating first downs. Obviously, we didn't convert on some fourth downs, but other than that, being higher, I would say, on third down percentage, than we had been sometimes early in the season. Being able to convert. Obviously, we didn't convert one of our red zone. One time we was in the red zone, but we did, get touchdowns a couple other times being in the red zone. So being able to take away from things like that on third down and being able to score some touchdowns in the red zone, as well as something we can come away with, and also just moving the ball and getting first downs. So I think everybody kind of, when the ball was in their hands, made some plays. We try to kind of fine-tune some stuff and capitalize on some of the other opportunities that we have.
You had a key block when Justin scored, knowing how dangerous he is on the edge. What's the mindset there, knowing you don't have to hold it for long, but you got to get there?
Yeah, just again, just like I said before, for myself personally, just trying to take advantage of each and every snap that I have, each and every opportunity that I have. If that's in the run game or the pass game. Being able to try to help us score points when we can. Obviously, it's a very pivotal down and position of the field that we were in. So. Again, being able to have a contributing block to a touchdown, I knew that if I was able to kind of help, seal my man off, then that would just take one less man off of him, being able to get in the end zone, which he was able to do.
What struck you about David when you watched the tape, Montgomery?
I thought he played fast. I thought he played. Dave always played like that, though. So, nothing really struck me, or nothing was too different. I think if you give Dave some space and things like that, he's going to make guys miss. He was one of the top backs when he was in college and making guys miss. So he's been able to do that, his entire career. So that's something that he does. So I'm never really too, overwhelmed when I'm seeing him play and have very positive performance. Dave come out there to work each and every day. He's a person who prepares well and prepares to play well.
Do you feel like there's a sense, even though you guys weren't able to attack vertically, do you feel like there's a sense that that is something you guys will be able to do?
Yeah, I think that we have the players to be able to do that. And I think that when you look at, guys' histories of that are here, who are able to make those plays, we have that, So for me, that's week one, so putting that behind us, obviously making corrections and things like that. I think we have all, the players and playmaking ability to be able to do that.